legit no reason to pick Milio in this game, I would say. But yeah, maybe that's what they need.
Okay, so we get this kind of like weird front to back from KC with, you know, disengage, and we talk about the Milio cleanse for Lilia. And on the other side, I mean, I feel like the Slovenians who also, you know, agree with you.
In Ireland, we take food as well and change it, but we definitely don't perfect it.
Have you ever tried a spice bag?
That's a rough one for the...
Yeah, Mira should be dead here, right? I mean, Yike can just stand and deliver. He takes up and kind of burns him down. Easy game,
nice
easy
and patient.
time. With ulti as well.
Yeah, Kalist and Targus have this wave in an awkward spot where Super and Alvaro imagine Yike is in the area, so don't want to try and overextend for it, but here's the decent engage.
Empire's down, and they're just given an ulti as well, and Kalist, he's been healed up. Targus already used his ulti, but slowed down with the laser beam, and Alvaro gets flashed on. Lethal tempoed.
Find that moment with the push in mid as well, covering them. KC now get the top projector as well.
Might show me the trap bush. How is that not the bush?
Ulti auto, Midwin's dead. He can't get the between worlds TP, and Khan with the second kill. Mickey, bit of a disaster early.
Yeah, it's looking rough. I think Koi got a little bit nervous up top with the free, so they just had to go and run it. So now the game is even more.
You really want to shout out you don't get a chance to do in game.
Kebab is pretty good as well, but that's that. Not much.
Oh. Well,
thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
You're looking handsome today, brother. You're doing well.
You too, mate.
Okay.
Oh, is not looking so good as he is falling.
So this early game is a bit rough. I ain't talking about a dog. Kana caught up in the wind. It now becomes drowsy time. Now becomes the sleep. Elyoya pops him down. Okay, if Mickey could see this, I wonder what he is. KC use their pressure. They're going to get their first dragon of the game. That's one apiece here in our slow starter. But
I'll force KC back.
Yike is ready to pivot in. The drive might begin, and into Alvaro with the equalizer down. He's in trouble, slowed down. Unbreakable will pulled out, and KC rock in. I mean, that was super easy. They just used their range, and MKOI have to walk away.
And this is here, Mirwin trying to set it up.
But where's the wave going to go when it turns to a crisp? Good spacing from Elyoya. It's all about the turret. Elyoya sticks around. Electro Harpoon, luckily, isn't going to come through because Kana overheated. He's also out of ammunition as MKOI commit to the Nexters. Equalizer almost up and available. Kana's like, I can see a kill. I can see a kill.
Again, you don't really have many tools to get into fights. As long as Alvaro's bot as Kalist.
Arclight Ruin comes through, but it's in the wrong way. Kalist still auto-attacking and waiting for the next leap. He's just going to do a kick flip and walk towards Super, but Super's already far away as well. Top turret, the priority here for Jojo. Well, remember, 3 grubs were picked up by KC. Their pushing power is strong as well as they look towards mid with Herald.
This is although it looks a little wonky, the best way for MKOI to try and play this.
Looking lullaby. Cozy Campfire comes through. Vladdy's out of that one. There's a between worlds. Good knock-up set up by Alvaro. 2-man with the Graviton, but there's no damage. Super doesn't have the range in the guns either. And even though Kalist's ulti is already down, he gets a slow. The equalizer comes in, and Kana is in careful. Jojo going in and onto Kalist. At half HP, he stands for now. Another Cozy Campfire, and that'll give him a nice heal and toot in his step. But at 8k, MKOI here to play. In front of Atakan at 6, it's still going down. KC flash though into Elyoya, but a quick flash response. Meanwhile, Jojo has to ulti out from Kalist. He ultied, he ran in, lilting Lullaby under Kana, but he's burning down the deer. We're eating venison tonight, but as Elyoya gets out, Super goes in, gets the range on Kana, and Kalist is still in ulti. Yes, he's zoning, but where is the spike going to come from? Elyoya has to run in, but he can't. Too far away. Yike stood his ground.
Mirwin or Super, that could also be something that KC can look to play through.
Gun check here, Super just ran out of the Calibrum. Now he's got Gravitum and Infernum. Duo won't be great, but at least with the Moonlight Vigil, that Infernum can shred through. Yike at half HP, and his heart still that hasn't done much. This game has flashed in. Mirwin, great burst, and now a lilting Lullaby soon to follow. Tarkman sends out the ulti, but meanwhile, Yike has to kite it back. Kana's ulti's great with the Empress Divide from Bloody, and Alvaro will die because of it. Jojo getting burned down on the side, but somehow Yike, and the follow-up looked brilliant. Just can't believe KC didn't die from that. Again, shows you the skill. Yike has one moment.
You have Kana pushing on bot though, completely isolated, so they're kind of fishing for some sort of play.
Time, ward over the back of the pit. The TP options aren't great until that control ward gets dropped down. Alvaro drops a fresh one as equalizer into Super, and Elyoya. Alvaro is deep here as well. Unbreakable will come, and an attempted steal. No, they 50-50 to KC. One out with a beautiful impale. Elyoya bites the dust. Infernum does big damage, but look at Kana. Onto me. Doesn't have that same opportunity. Targamas should just burn it here. Does it in the end anyway. Okay, whatever. But regardless, he still doesn't have a heart still back stack, by the way. There's got to be a record for that. There's KC in a turret. That's going to go down quite quickly. Easy to step up again, and the sustain makes it really annoying for MKOI. MKOI keep getting chunked out. Every time they're going to lose more and more as yet another turret falls.
Again, the rain.
Next wave coming in as well. Jojo actually tagged out by Electro Harpoon. Kana's doing serious damage now. As Alvaro jumps in, they have to turn and engage. There's between worlds, but Alvaro's so deep. And look, Kana just flashes in under a turret. He goes golden, so he won't die. That was insane play as MKOI get wiped off the map in one fell swoop. Kana just said this has to end.
Karmine Corp found their moment. Alvaro tried desperately to make it happen, but KC are just too strong.
Now, match of the week. Sure, it started off slow, but then it was KC down to a 50-50, but that didn't matter either. KC outclassed and enter into this match of the week in a big way. Let's get another kill down and then move to game 2.
A strong early game to get that access.
He turns into a seal.
Exactly, it's a bad all time. And the problem is you can't even get away at that point either. You're just kind of sat there. So yeah, I think KC, very clear, kind of regular front to back tilt. Watch the mid jungle of MKOI starting to move down on this bottom side.
And they do though. Alvaro thinking about another engage. Boomerang blade out. There we go. Flash from Alvaro. He goes deep. He gets zapped as well. Alvaro, what the hell was that? Lethal tempo now for Kalista with an enchant. The Super knows he's in trouble. A lethal tempo pulled up as Jojo tries to get the AD carry, but flash from Kalista forward, and he's out of there. Targamas used the Glitter Lance to get the slow on Jojo, and he's got his flash ready, but will he have to use it? Elyoya came in for an angle himself, but now he runs. KC looking for a bit more fun. Tibbers is out. An audacious charge. That started with Alvaro going way.
2 grubs over, and they will get some nice damage onto the bottom side turret instead. KC managing to hold on and get the objective.
MKOI are done with the top play, but you're right. Jojo's going to find himself a little bit in bot. TP burn from Kana to defend. And
Blades getting a lot of work done in that mid lane to push the wave.
it's a nice objective to take. Mega Death Rocket will not be spell shielded, but Dragon goes down all the same.
So here, get top tower, which opens up Jojo to push top and move into mid. Alvaro finds Targamas.
Operation Bully Kana turns into finding Targamas. You're right, with the Weaver's Wall down as well. Jojo on the right side of it as Yike has to flash away. The disengage there, but with the TP, MKOI are looking to snap, maybe look at the target, but KC are in numbers strong. That was Vladdy, and maybe with the TP in, Mirwan's the one inting. Let's turn it about. The top laner from MKOI gets support here, and Alvaro tries to salvage a play, but into a decimating smash. MKOI ran into a disaster. Kana flashes over the wall as Zap doesn't connect because Alvaro's life might have been forfeit. They get away, but Mirwan's dead, and all they can say is that Super was taking down mid.
I like the idea initially from MKOI, but they go too far now.
Elyoya, the trap's behind the ulti, flashed away from Yike, goes over stone, so his ulti saves his life somehow. It's a circle of happiness, the flash! Jojo almost will look bloody behind enemy line. He's between Jojo's been hit, Elyoya and Alvaro as well. Meanwhile, Super's flashing into Targamas, and he'll get a kill. Bloody, he's gonna die as well. We've gone from nothing to everything, and Super gets a double. What the bloody hell, League of Legends, are we watching here?
That started off so well for KC, and then it's so badly for KC. MKOI overextend on the initial play, and then MKOI think, oh, well, we can just bully our way through here, but end up so separated. That KC then end up so separated that MKOI have to find the picks, they get top tower, they get the Rift Herald, and Super flashing in, seeing that Mirwan was already polymorphed, which means that then Alvaro can try and get out, but the decimating smash...
It's really swinging in their lead this early game. You know, that anti-steal was big. Yike now, though, the flash engage from Vladdy. It's comboed up, and an easy kill. Trying to give it over to Vladdy, but he's flicked back, so a shutdown goes to Yike. I mean, they're just playing the map right now so much better, and it's like kind of yesterday, like the game one we saw.
Aren't in a position to go for any sort of cross map, making it essentially as free of an Atakan as you can.
It's a big objective, and the fact that you're not flipping for it on the right side of the wall, Jojo would have flicked him and Alvaro would have followed up. But regardless, for MKOI
from this position, so things are getting easier.
Ulti. There's a pick off, and Kana just caught out. Yes, it's ulti, but where's he going to go? There's a wall in the way. Decimating smash won't buy time for anything, and MKOI here as well. He has no flash though. Alvaro's just going to escape, and look, Jojo's like, don't worry, I have a wall. There we go. Turret's going to drop down with one grub, and the healing cut that's going to come through. Things like redemption as well. lacking a little bit of value, I guess. But more importantly, depending on what that fourth item is for Kalistas. I'm going to ignore for now. Kana is just poked out a little bit. Good seismic shot. The burst hurts. Even into that tank. He has to flash over. KC is a unit. All 5 of them get over with a 4-man blast cone. And Super, meanwhile, is just la la la. He's playing Despacito on Spotify. And he is just chilling.
And Jojo's about to do the same in the bottom. Actually, not going to do it in the bottom wave.
PP.
Maybe looking for the wall here.
Super. Not a wave. Not my problem. Boomerang blade in. Yike goes in. Flashes burn. Yike doesn't get anything with the ulti. And Miwan's ulti gets into the backline. He starts shredding out as finally we get our team fight. But for MKOI, it's a complete wipe. Super just walked up. Press W. Change next song. Okay, game 3. I didn't even know.
The TP from Mirwin wants to try and look for the end here. Kana gonna have to desperately try and clear out these minions, but I don't know how much work he can do.
What can he do with a flick back his Super? The shred through. Next wave will help end the game. 20 seconds. If he waits a little bit, Mirwin might die, but with an IE, no, there's no but. Guess Super did enough for me. KC still fighting in front of this dragon that was not taken. Weaver's wall is out as well, and on the wrong side of it, Kalistas and Targmas with Tibbers out. They try something. Kalistas does get a reset. Kana is the trade-off though. Both AD carries now free firing as Kalistas with an IE feeling a little bit more confident. But top laner for support, what do you prefer?
I'll take the support though.
I'll take the support.
I don't think there's much. At this stage, you're about to lose your base. You've got Baron and 3. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Bloody, just going to get walked into. That was easy. Yikes, now here. Mirwin thinks, hang on a minute, I've got energy. Let's find out what he can do with the sledgehammer down. He's going to be engaged on, but even with the passive, there's 3 people to commit. Mirwin's taking a while to die. Re-engage from Yike. He flashes. Now thinks about going back in. Mirwin takes one, takes another, and you know what? Let's go again with Super there. There's nothing we can't achieve. And even that's too bloody hard for KC this game.
They can't get anything. Mirwin dodging everywhere, getting the shield, and Super shows up in the nick of time as well. MKOI, they have options, but there's only one left for KC, and it's the watch as your base goes down.
It's a flash engage to end this one. We're going to a game 3 in our match of the week. Both teams have put on a masterclass, but it's MKOI in game 2 that have once again arisen. It's becoming a trend so far in summer that the Spaniards like to play it slow but steady.
KC side.
Yep.
And yeah, there's the Ornn that we were talking about, just to round it out. So very much, hey, we're going to go in for team fights. Both decent scaling across the board. It's more going to come down to who finds these early advantages.
Dragon's going to be started taking KC. Okay, early game, off to a flying start as Shockwave's going to miss there against Bloody. He just walks it out. Jojo's going to get a good trade here, but without the Shockwave damage.
Yeah, able to cover. Now it's going to be onto the Void Grubs.
Yeah, coming in, remember that ulti, he did a little assault, but he's not going to find any target. And now just starts up the grubs for himself. MKOI have leashed a little bit here, and 1 should be granted, but MKOI are backing away. 2 going to be granted over to KC, and that is a nice interrupt to get quite a bit. For KOI, they're thinking about their angle. Alvaro needs an impossible engage, but made possible. Call the Force God. Flashed in. Mirwin does it again. Zoned off 3 from KC, and Yike is down. Meanwhile, Kana got into the backside. Gets Super's flash out, but now he's isolated. Alone, left to dry. While KC getting front to back by MKOI. In the blink of an eye, it's MKOI with 2. Dragon down as well. Blackfire Torch. He's going to come in just for the wave. Nothing else going to be granted. And MKOI objectives in this early game are looking real nice.
It's again, the snowball off the early.
He's looking for a target. Kalistas here, but so is Targmas. The clone found out that they know it's real, and he's burnt down. A spear easily done. And the heart doesn't come through as Jojo's going to be collapsed on after the fact because he stepped up to the wave thinking that, yeah, my team is in river, but no longer. He flashes away with teleport to cover as well. The Vi entry is not an assist. Instead, Shockwave disengaged by Kana. A great W as the Pathmaker's now down. Mirwin flashes in again, doesn't give time to engage even though the steering charge doesn't work. Pop Blossom on the back end. KC looking for the fight. Target's found everyone, but they need damage. Jojo in the storm now hits them all. Kana is just running forward, unable to die. Now Yoya comes in late. KC just sent it under turret. Kalistas close, but he wins it out in the end. And Mirwin caught in the middle. We go from nothing to everything for KC.
KC were just playing the waiting game. They had Kalist moving from the mid lane, making his way down to that bottom side, and all they were doing was biding for that moment where Kana could help turn it around, and MKOI took the bait.
A slither of HP. There's a crush down, by the way. Alvaro's looking for targets and getting in the way of Dragon. His super now comes on in at full HP. Alvaro's trying to sacrifice his life as Yike has to walk away from the Dragon. There's a teleport. We devolve as Jojo doesn't have a shockwave, but he's 20 seconds off. Yike has to disengage. There's no smite in the pit right now, but Yike can't get nearby. It turns into a leash, and Super's entrance brings the Dragon back for MKOI.
Kana TP to the top lane. Oh my God.
Keep down Bloody. And even though there's a stun coming up, Shockwave, oh, it does not connect. Bloody's running to the safety of his turret. He will.
The tier 1, but it does mean, oh, hang on.
Anyone's going to be cancelled. Yike doesn't get his assault in, but he still has a cease and desist, or rather he doesn't even need it. Even after a searing charge, Kalist is now on a rampage. 4 kills on the Corki. He picked up one by himself last time in bot fighters. Khan is running for life, but he's a Cassante. CC means nothing to him, and so he'll just evacuate this bot turret.
Does mean we're essentially back to all square, though.
There's a Hexcade being used. That account at 8k. Going down fast with Herald being the option for MKOI mid.
This is a little risky, though. I don't know if KC can burst this out.
Call the Forge God at 2 into 1. It's taken by Kalist, but Pop Blossom, Alvaro in the back again. A cease, a desist, an all-out from Kana. Knocks about. Super's flipped up, but Bloody is frying him alive. A 4 in the electric socket, and MKOI can't move.
It looks
So far, at least, as Vault Breaker in onto Mirwin, just out of range. Trying to get some brittle there with the Bellows Breath.
Then they're shy. They're just going to take the camps instead.
Yike takes this with ease. Okay, 2 apiece. Game gets interesting. Gold's even more even than before. But this ain't just a start. This is looking to be a finish, and KC have got it down to 5. It's going down mega quick, and MKOI have to get in. Elyoya needs to steal. At 4, at 3, they hold off. They look for the turn. Pop Blossom, a 1-man as Jojo gets caught out and stormed to death. Kana collapses on the super as the feathers fly out. He gets an ulti out, but for MKOI, that storm is getting bigger, and they're right in the middle of it. But it ain't too pretty as Super walks back in to get destroyed. Kalist and Bloody have one last target as Mirwin runs for his life, and KC take care of business.
KC's team fight was clutch there. The fact they caught Jojo again, that Orianna without the flash, the prime target for KC, and Mirwin not being able to get the second half of the Call of the Forge God, and MKOI just taking the pressure that they can inside. But the gold lead starting to become a bit too big for them.
Becoming a drop down while Jojo is trying to make it a trade, but remember earlier on, KC got those 2 grubs. They have an advantage. And this mid turret is going to be next while Jojo just simply tries to get one.
It's the, I think, correct call from MKOI in this situation. Yeah. Baron's go creeps. You're not going to be able to defend. Your comp is pretty short range. So instead, just try and match the turret takes, engage on bot.
Searing charge. There's the ulti from Elyoya, but he runs into harm's way, and Bloody will be fine to just range him down. Kalist the same as well, by the way, and now that Elyoya's here, they know exactly where the jungler's coming from, and Jojo had to back away. He's going to be on vision with his mid wave too, with half HP on the inhib turret bot. He's going to keep waddling down.
This is what I mean, this little MKOI can do on the defense of the siege. They need to try and find something, but it didn't end up working out. At least they got the top tier 2, but they will lose their base for it.
Jojo's
some pick as just hiding out of vision.
Bloody walking in, gets stunned up. He walked right into that one with the Magnus Storm. He's been opened up. That's a shutdown. Now Kana walked into man, but with Bellows Breath, he has to be careful. He'll get brittled, he'll get slowed, and with dissonance, there's nowhere to go. He flashes away, and all Mirwin needs it late is some cease. Alvaro looking for an angle, and Dragon's going to start, but before KC even know what hit him, no! What? Yike comes through, doesn't drive-by, flashes out. Never mind, they knew, and they just took it. Kana runs in now with Hextech Soul, and a Pop Blossom above all, with a Tangled Barb, and an ulti from Kana off the back. Mirwin flashes out, because the Movistars have just been demoted. They're being casted as extras. And Jike will die for the play. The Blade Caller, Super runs in, wants his job back, trying to get a root, but doesn't. Kana steps forward, Bloody runs in, and indeed, it is some kind of miracle fight that doesn't use all the engages as Kalist walks back in. Minion be damned, there goes the last inner of their game.
Yeah, I think for Jojo, just seeing maybe he could get something, but unfortunately that little bit short. And now KC, once more in front of this, next turret to fall. The base from MKOI is crumbling.
Yike tries to lure them in, or rather pretend like he's going to cease and desist. The AoE, the splash, does wonders. Finally, Mirwin needs to help get a shockwave. Super starts off the damage. Alvaro now spotted out by Yike as the Shattering Strike does not connect. Heal out and MKOI are getting burnt down slowly but surely. Kalist, not a big one in the hole as he's getting hit hard by Dragon. Elyoya doing some damage as well. This burn, this Elder is helping out MKOI.
Elyoya is still the ultimate to try and reposition. KC having to see ground. MKOI forcing them back. An Elder Dragon below half.
It's a root in. Super does good damage at 7k though. If they flip this again, it might all be over. Mirwin sets up, call the forward. God, the Pop Blossom doesn't do any work. Forward and down right and get hit and finally, Jojo finds them all. The setup's big, but for Koi, they need to keep it going. Vladdy's got a storm in the middle of them all, and it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. He dies, but it gets the biggest until Mirwin.
KC could move down mid, but now we're looking at the Dragon.
Elder's helping out. Watch out for Super here, who wants to keep waddling about. Targmas in it back. He's got himself a Pop Blossom angle. He's going to find them all. He snuck in to bring Casey back on down. Mirwin running aground, but he's dead next as Kalist got to kite it out. Elyoya wants to leave, but Vladdy closes the door on this series once and for all.
You need eyes in the back of your head if you're going to spot out Targamas. He's so consistently able to find these moments, and once more, he finds it for KC right at the end.
We got delivered a banger to end the series in our match of the week, but in the end, the French rise up. There will be no white flag. There will be no surrendering here today. KC undefeated in Group A, 3-0, and so well deserved.